Hi everyone, Scrappy Kathy here. Welcome to my channel. And today I'm doing a special project for the Dotty About Flair Scrap the Love event for February. And my very first project is a Scraplift a member project. And I am scraplifting this page by Hixon Buchieri, and I picked it kind of because, to be honest, because I'm attracted to this really beautiful wood grain she has, and I looked at it and felt like it spoke to me. And until I read her comments on her post in Instagram, I didn't realize that she was inspired by a layout I did with one of my Mind the Scrap kits maybe a couple months ago. And I had scrap lifted Claire Rachel Thomas, who's on the Mind the Scrap design team. And for this lift, I did not look back at my own. I know I must have used these Amy Tangerine butterflies because that was a favorite paper of mine in that kit. And I love her coral frame, and then the blue frame, and then the little tiny skinny pink frame back there. I just love the way she has organized this page. And I didn't look back at Claire's or mine. I just want to scrap lift this one and do this one some kind of justice. And I was feeling that I might go with Fernwood. And I'm actually drawing again from the Mind the Scrap kit for many of my embellishments here, but I'm pulling in some things from my own stash as well. So I'm not going to identify each one. The photo I'm using, which I've already framed in a, here I go naming, it's a 49 in Market frame, and I have a square one. The proportions of my square one and my rectangular one are not the same as Heather's, and I'm probably going to do this, and then I have a smaller frame that's in a different material that I'm going to kind of do back here like that, I think. And then I will kind of embellish. And instead of the wood grain, I'm using this really gorgeous distressed kind of texty paper, mixed media. It's got every color that's in that collection. It's got the lime green and the olive green and the darker forest green. It's got kind of a teal color. It's got some oranges and yellows here, and even some pinks right in here. So any color that I pick that kind of echoes that collection is going to be in this background. And to me, it has the distressed look that I like. I get the same vibe from it that I get from the wood grain that Heather has used. And that wood grain is kind of echoed in these frames, which is why I picked those. So I'm going to go ahead and mount the photos first. This one is on, when I mounted that on foam tape, and I suppose I could maybe do that like that. And then I could use this frame maybe off to the side like this. I think I'm going to do that just because of the way that the foam has been applied. This, I think, is a better, and because of the proportions, I don't want this to be the main frame, which it kind of would be unless I covered up some of it. So I'm going to move this over maybe a little so that I don't have to offset it quite that much. Okay, so we'll see how that works out. That should work. On this, I definitely want to get that straight. Now this, I'm gonna kind of have to wing this maybe up there like that, and then what I can do is cut part of that off. I kind of like that, and this gives me an opportunity to embellish down here. And it gives, on Heather's, her main frame comes down a certain length, and then this one is up a bit, giving us this little piece. So I think I kind of like that idea. Okay, so if I do that way, this one's going to end about right there, and that one's going to end about right here. So let's see if this works. See if I got that right. This is not going very deeply there because it's hitting that foam. So I'm going to cut a little more off because I want this to be down further. But I need to cut a little more off this one too. And it'll go there. And I kind of hate to do that because what I liked about Heather's was that you could see the narrow frame kind of inside the other open frame. Okay, and I have this chipboard thing that says one of a kind that I think I'm going to put right here. Let me get some, because it's chipboard, I'm going to glue it down. And that sort of echoes the little tab that she has right there. Now I have on hers, she's got a really cute little rickrack ribbon, and I've got this ribbon. Hers goes up. If I do that right there, it's going to get down into the photo. So I don't really want to do that. I think I'm going to put it here, right under this. And I hope I like it. I maybe should have waited to see what I have here. But if I don't put it here now, I'll put something there that it'll compete with. Okay. Now, before I do anything over here, I'm going to do the butterflies because I kind of want to see where they begin and where they end. And I have a kind of an order that I wanted them to go in. I think I want to start with the dark blue here and then go to the teal color, maybe going that way, and then the lime green, And I'm going to kind of keep them overlapping each other and the frame. So the green and then the yellow and then kind of an orangey. Red, and I'll change the positions of them. Then I've got this kind of darker red, and it has the wing kind of cut off. So I kind of need to put it in a different place. And so I think over here might be nice. And I've got this light pink one that could be going off in that direction. Now, I also have this, these dragonflies, and I thought I'd put the red dragonfly down here with the cool colored butterflies and the blue dragonfly up here with the warm colors. And then I have this cute little squirrel that I got from Suzanne Madison. She knew that I used squirrels for Ava pages. I've also got this little rainbow charm. I'm not sure I'm going to use that. I had some distress ink out here to maybe use on this one, but I think the keeping with the natural tones there kind of is kind of nice against this paper. So I'm not going to use that, but it was a possibility there for a minute. I'm not going to use the rainbow either. And Heather has a floral cluster right here with a flare kind of at this corner. So I thought maybe I would do this house here, and I can use this flare. The pink hearts in this flare really go nicely with that house. I'm going to cut the house because it is butting up against the foam that's underneath this frame. Can do that, and then I can overlap some butterflies there. I have another squirrel I'm going to just kind of put there. What I'm going to do now is glue these butterflies on, and by putting a little bit of glue on the body and kind of curling the wings like this. I don't really have to curl them much because that glue will kind of naturally curl them. But I'll give them a little start there. And I fussy cut, I don't know, maybe 7 of these, I guess. And I'm without really measuring or knowing how far I was going to space them or anything like that. So I may not have enough, and so I may supplement with some stickers or something there. Or these dragonflies even. So this guy can go there, and I'll let it overlap that house somewhat. This is to signify this is how Ava used to greet James when she changed houses from her mom's to her dad. So that was kind of a welcome home hug. from the good old days before she was too cool to hug. There. I think we're going to be okay. I'm going to kind of turn this one this way and have them started going off in that direction. You can't beat a page with butterflies and frames, right? It's and I don't know if you all are real familiar with Heather, but she and I are in a couple other groups together, and she is an extremely prolific and imaginative scrapper. She scraps in all styles. She's sometimes more is more, sometimes a little more restrained, but she just embraces the products and the fun and the color and the storytelling and all these things. I've really always loved everything she's produced. So I was happy to have a chance to scraplift her today, and I hope you'll check out all the other fun scrap lifts that are going on as we share the love this month. Let's see. Scrap the love. Okay, do I want it here or maybe here? I'm thinking here, but maybe even a little bit up above there. And I'm gonna fold it so that it has some movement in those wings. Okay, and I've got this flare that I thought I might combine with a camera, whereas Heather has a heart here and a word strip. I was thinking of doing a camera, but you know, this one is fairly large, and this sticker one that's smaller just appeals to me more, and I can kind of push it so that it's down, and then I can add well, I'll tell you what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna put some foam behind it to prop it up, because that's not enough height for the okay, where did the other piece go? I've lost a little piece of foam, and it's gonna end up somewhere on there, and it'll fall off when I try to set it up to photograph it. Okay, so let me do it this way, and then I can slide this in. This kind of looks like just an alphabet on there, and it's kind of you know, signifies school and the weekend and so on and so forth. And I do want to put some hearts And I thought maybe I could combine a colored one with a gold one from these thickers. And I might put it just like that. That gold just really looks so good with that distressed look there. I had thought about maybe using these florals, but again, I think this sticker is more appropriately sized. And I can maybe squeeze that down in there. That works nicely. And is there anything else from here? I like this as a title, actually. Happy Little Moments. But have I messed up? Let me take these off and put this down. Let me put it on some foam. And then we'll figure out which of those squirrels I'm going to use and where. My hearts possibly would have been okay, but this way I get to space them exactly in proportion to where that is. Okay, now this guy can stand up on a little bit of foam. Over on this frame, I think that adds some teal into that area there. Let it overlap the photo a bit. And then this one is pink and white check, and it's just adorable. And I'm thinking it could go maybe here, like it's climbing up over the camera. And again, it needs a tiny little bit of foam. It's getting to where I'm cutting too many tiny pieces. Let's see if I can do that right. I'm going to put the foam on the tail. And then hope that the tail lands right there on the flare. That does seem to work, and it does look like it's climbing over. I'm going to encourage it with a little dab of glue and kind of press it down like that and hold it a little bit while I burnish out the rest of that. Now, this guy hasn't been nailed down yet, and I do like it up there, but I think I'm going to put it, especially this broken wing that's going to be tucked under. I'll put some foam so that it has some, you know, I don't like the angle I have it there. And of course with the foam, it's really stuck down nicely now. I'm going to pull the foam off because I think I have a little more flexibility with placement if I don't have the foam on there. Because this way it kind of slides under, and that works better there. And is there anything else I can use? There's a cute little bird, but I think I'll let the butterflies be the stars here. I think I'm gonna call this done. Let me pick it up. That's not quite stuck down yet, but it'll get there. Okay, there you go. Let me see if I can improve the lighting a bit. I have installed new lighting up above my table, like way up above things, and it really helps me to work, but I'm not quite sure how it affects filming. So this is kind of almost a test of that. But so Heather, thank you for the inspiration. It's interesting how we re-inspire one another along the way. I think Heather and I have lifted one another in the past, and I think our styles are pretty similar, and I think we both like being somewhat eclectic in that we might do one style one day and then feel something completely different the next time. So I appreciate your inspiration, and I hope I did you justice. Thank you. Bye.